Greetings, everyone. Peace and blessings. How's everybody doing today? Okay. I am having an early dinner at Mercado. It's an Ethiopian restaurant in the Fairfax district in Los Angeles. It's my favorite Ethiopian restaurant, to be clear. It's like this really sort of homey environment, and then they have a store next door that's really, really cool. And so I have been, when the sun hit Cancer and Mercury in Cancer, Cancer does something to my appetite because of that sense of security and safety. Let me tell you guys, I have dissected myself inside and out. I know myself through and through. And when I was young, I lived in a food desert. And so food was an issue in my household. That's the best way I can say it. Food was an issue in my household. And I was a little girl, and I had uncles who were 19 and 20, right? And 19 and 20-year-old men are really hungry and horny. So food was an issue in my house because I couldn't dominate my space with men who were that age. Like, so they would eat my stuff. Like, if my grandmother brought me food home, and if I didn't eat it right away, they would eat it. And it was just, now I can look back and laugh at it, but that stuff created patterns inside of me that created insecurity and, really being defensive and, like I said, insecure around food and body issues. All of that stuff came out of those experiences with my uncles. But Mercury is in Cancer right now. And so, like I was saying, Cancer, it makes me hungry. So I've been eating, so I'm here at this restaurant. But Mercury's in Cancer. And I posted that, if you guys read the post that I made about the guy, the father, who didn't want to let his child go to the father of his wife's other children's house. And I'm so grateful because, I only have one perspective, and generally, but I'm willing to be with all perspectives so that we can learn, so that we can heal. And we are so broken in our family system here in the world right now, in this country specifically. Our families are so filled with exhaustion and people who are heartbroken and suffering. And we all just went through COVID. Like, the world is changing so much, and our family patterns are really becoming acute right now. And I just want to say that this is the time to do the work to heal those patterns. This is the time. And it requires, in my experience for myself, it has required me really being willing to look at myself, really being willing to look at how I participate in my family, the things I do, and not blame and not be judging, but really be looking from a perspective of having a willingness to see things in a new way. And I want y'all to know I'm here at the Ethiopian restaurant, and I'm having me a glass of honey wine. And I'm having a vegetarian meal. And so, but back to this family thing, right? It is like the things that I have seen in my family. I remember when I first started my healing journey, I realized that, yes, I was in a violent country. And yes, I grew up in really violent cities, but the most trauma that I ever experienced was in my family, with the men in my family. That was my most traumatic experiences. And so I really had a thing around, I had to really work out my thing with men, and I'm still working out my thing with men, and my level of safety with them, how I can be myself with them, how I can really allow myself to be vulnerable. Like, I'm still working that stuff out. And it's tender. It's it's challenging, and I know that my situation isn't isolated. Many people have this stuff going on with stuff in their families. And now is the time to heal it, y'all. you got to do the work, though. Like the stuff doesn't just go away. It doesn't go away. You have to actually face it. And so I have been facing it, and God, it's so fucking achy. Like stories about what this sibling did and what that one did, and how that one hurt me, and how I took somebody for granted, and how I lied to this one, and all that shit is up in my family. Like, I'm a part of all of that stuff. This one ain't speaking to this one, and all that family stuff, right? I know the things I'm saying sound foreign, right? Nobody has this going on in their family. Nobody has drama going on in their family. It's just me. Okay. It's just me. Okay, well then that's fair too. So this month I am really doing the work to heal, right. I'm doing the work to heal. And yes, exactly. Yes. And so, but my point is, I know that we're all doing this work. Okay. And Cancer season is the time to heal it, y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. The universe is magical, y'all. And if you really are committed to not carrying shit forward and literally healing, right? So that we can really get free. If you really want to get free, the universe will carry you through it during Cancer season. And all you have to do is write down the stuff you want to be healed. Write it down. Name it. Don't run from it. Don't deny it. Don't push it aside. See it for what it is. Tell the fucking truth about it. You don't have to tell anybody else. You don't have to go make a confession. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying confess to yourself what's going on with you, with whomever is in your family, and ask yourself, are you willing to be free from this? It's time to do it during Cancer season. That's what I'm trying to fucking tell y'all, okay? And you will be shown the path to another way. You will be, if you're willing. Most of us ain't willing, though. That's the thing we have to admit. If somebody offers you a key, a way out, and you don't want to take it, then you have to know that the shit that you're sitting in you're sitting there because you want to sit in it. But if you want to get free, this is the month to do it during Cancer season. And this is a day to do it because the sun is conjunct Sirius today. And that is so much power. And the sun being conjunct Sirius means that we have all of this new power coming in. And, this is why I spend time doing the rituals and reading the astrology, because I'm committed to living a different life. I'm not about to be stuck in this American shit, fighting over resources and race shit and blaming. And I get it. I really do get it. But this shit is over with. And there's another way. And in order to get to the new path, you have to do the work to release yourself from the old reality. You have to do the work to release yourself. And guess what, y'all? The sun is in Cancer, and this is the month to release yourself from those family patterns that are holding you down, that you were born into, that you didn't realize. Remember the time that you realized, oh, my family didn't teach me this, or have you realized that yet, right? So I remember when I got out into the world, and when I went to Howard University, and I was in DC. I grew up in Los Angeles. I was in DC, and I realized that there were black people who were successful. There were black people who had resources and money and long histories of education and intellect. I was like, oh, fuck, it blew my mind. It really blew my mind. And I was like, okay. And so I started to like I started to feel sort of bad about myself. I started to realize that my family situation was a unique one. And so, but now we're in a different world and we get to heal from that stuff. Like now I get to really value my family. College introduced you to a whole new world. Me too. It was really something. Whole new world. And so I just encourage us to do the work that the universe offers for us, because we don't have to be stuck in that stuff. In this world that we've been living in, you know, everything is like this is the way, right? Like you have to be this way or that way in order to really experience success. You got to have a lot of money. You got to all of these sort of, but no, it's not that. Like money doesn't equal success or happiness. You know, big shit doesn't equal success and happiness. What equals success and happiness is your ability to understand that this is a playground and you're creating your reality. And if you follow the codes, your reality can transform right before your eyes. And the codes are changing now, is what I'm trying to tell y'all. The way we used to do it, we were all introduced to Jesus and Christianity. Not all of us, but many of us. I know that's what I grew up with. And we were told that, you know, as a woman, you need to be this way. And as a man, you need to be this way. None of that stuff is real anymore. And so the way to transform it is by following the sun. That's why the name of my programs are Follow the Sun. Because wherever the sun is, new energy is coming in. And when you follow that new energy, you can burn off the old ways of being. You can burn them off. You literally can step into a new, they didn't teach us that there are many dimensions here, they didn't teach us that. They didn't teach us that. And sometimes it's hard for me to talk about this stuff because it seems crazy. Like, what do you mean many dimensions? And it ain't for everybody. Everybody can't get it. And I understand that. But the more of us that can get it and that are willing to let go of their old identities and be renewed, the more of us that will teach others to do it. That's my belief, is that we get to teach other people how to do it, so that we can move into another experience and out of this profound experience of oppression and separateness and shame and all that sort of stuff. But it will require us being willing to step into the unknown for a little while. And how to do it is just begin to see things in a different way. And this is the month. The sun is in Cancer. To release yourself from your family patterns. And that's a big, big, big thing. That's a big part of getting free. I've done the work, so I know how important that is. It is very important for you to release yourself from your family patterns, the good ones and the bad ones, whatever you call it, but to literally take what you needed. Take and say, I needed that. Thank you for that. And like, what I learned this from Auntie this, and I got that from my daddy, and I got this from, and my mother pissed me off, and all that. And then give thanks for it, give thanks, and say, I'm ready to be new. This is the month to do that, y'all. This is it, y'all. This is it. And, you know, so my prayer is that we can free ourselves. And some things that I'm freeing myself from is a real distrust of the masculine. Like a real belief that men are innately harmful because they're selfish. That's a belief that I've held. And that's a part of what I needed to learn. And it's not the whole truth. It's true for maybe some of the men that were in my family, but everybody is different. Like, that's just an experience. That's just a perspective. It's not the only one. I can switch to another one. And so I have to understand that I got that in my family system. And so how can I heal myself of the beliefs that come from my family system? You know, my grandmother was one of those grandmothers who had she had 6 or 7 kids, and her husband wasn't helping her, and so she was in a lot of pain. So that pain, and she was a Capricorn. Now, I don't know if y'all know Capricorns. They ain't no joke. Them Capricorns can hold on to stuff. Them Capricorns ain't no joke. They are powerful, right? So whatever my grandmother was holding on to, I got, right? So I've been doing the work to heal that. And during Cancer season, so every day, if you wrote, a little blessing or prayer for everybody in your family, every day, if you wrote that down, I'm telling y'all, if you did it every day, that woman on Instagram said this, and watch such and such and such call me, and such and such. Every day, write down a prayer for your family, or for yourself, or for your children, or for your home, like something every day for your inner work, every day through Cancer season, and watch what happens. All right, y'all, I'm done. This is so good, though. It's all about really, and here's the thing, and then I'm gonna go. Because it's Cancer season, you have to feel it. So if you feel sorrow, feel the sorrow. Do not fucking run from your feelings, okay? If you feel resentment and regret or shame, feel it. Okay? Feel it. If you're not, and it will feel like it's going to kill you, okay? But it's not. It's actually going to free you. Because once you feel it, then you're free from it. It's the feeling that matters. And so many of us have been so deeply hurt, we're afraid to feel. Don't be afraid to feel it. Don't be afraid to feel it. Rest, drink water, get a massage, be present, feel it, and then allow it to go. Everything comes to pass. Everything comes to pass. Nothing comes to stay. So even if it feels really, really, really bad, feel it, and it will pass. If you resist it, you keep it in play. Whatever you resist persists. But if you feel it, you'll transmute it. And many of us are transmuters. We don't understand that we are transmuting these energies. Why do I say we're transmuters? Because we are black and we have this melanin in our bodies. And melanin, like carbon, anything black can absorb everything and take it and transmute it. But we are so afraid to feel because we've not been taught how to do this. Many of us have been told that somebody else is going to do it for you, like Jesus Christ, right? We feel so much pain. We want to give it to Jesus Christ. No, you don't want to give it away. You want to transmute it. It's fuel. It's fuel. It's fuel. So feel it. And then you will be free of it once you feel it. 777 portal is transformative. That's right. And 777 is one of my numbers. So that's the energy that I carry. So I just want you all to know how important it is to feel it. It's important to feel it, right? Especially with this family stuff, because this is where our power really comes from. We're born into these families at this time where there's darkness, where there's oppression, where there is separation. We're born right now at these times for reasons. And if you can transmute this energy, you're powerful. If you're here on the planet now, you can transform the energy. You wouldn't be here if you couldn't transform it. So because you're here, you can transform it. So that's all you need to know. If I'm here, that means I can transform it, even if you don't know how. But if you start making those prayers every day for your family, if you start making those prayers every day on your family's behalf, pray for the ones that are in really pain. Pray for everything, right? Don't judge it. Don't talk about it. Don't gossip about it. Just pray about it and ask for your ancestors to help. Ask. Listen, I'm a little drunk. Can y'all tell? Like I've had a glass of wine. Ask for your ancestors to help. And when your ancestors show up, you will feel it. You will see the evidence of it. ask for the evidence. All right, y'all. I love y'all very, very much. Peace and blessings. Have a really beautiful day. Bye-bye.